The summer heat in suburban Chicago was relentless that year, the kind that made sweat bead on your forehead just stepping outside. I was in the garage, tinkering with my old Mustang, when my son, Jake, pulled up in his beat-up Honda with his new college buddy, Alex, in tow. Alex hopped out wearing those damn tight shorts, navy blue, hugging his thighs like they were painted on. And I felt a jolt I hadn't experienced in years, my wrench slipping from my hand and clanging to the floor. I'm Mark Thompson, a 45-year-old divorced architect who spent the last decade raising Jake on my own after his mom left for a job in California. Life had been predictable: work, soccer games, the occasional beer with buddies. But Alex, with his easy smile and confident stride, shattered that routine from day one. He was 21, a track star at the university where Jake studied engineering, and he carried himself with a maturity that belied his age. Jake introduced him as his roommate, and as they unloaded bags for a weekend stay, I couldn't help but notice how Alex's laugh filled the air, light and infectious. That first evening, we grilled burgers in the backyard. Jake was excited about some internship he'd landed, chattering away, but my eyes kept drifting to Alex. He was helping flip the patties, his movements fluid and athletic. "Mr. Thompson, you mind if I grab a soda?" he asked, his voice smooth with a hint of a southern drawl from his Georgia roots. I nodded, trying to play it cool, but inside, a storm was brewing. Why was I fixating on him? He was my son's friend, for God's sake. The age gap alone was a red flag, not to mention the societal eyebrow-raising that would come if anyone suspected. As the night wore on, we sat around the fire pit. Alex shared stories from his track meets, how he'd overcome a knee injury that nearly ended his career. His resilience struck a chord with me. I'd battled my own demons after the divorce, rebuilding my life brick by brick. Jake teased him about his obsession with fitness, and Alex shot back with a grin, flexing subtly in those shorts. I laughed along, but my mind raced. Was this attraction? I'd always identified as straight, married young, had Jake at 24. But here, in the flickering firelight, doubts crept in. The next morning, I woke early, brewing coffee. Alex appeared in the kitchen, shirtless after a run, sweat glistening on his toned chest. "Morning, Mr. Thompson. Mind if I join you?" He poured a cup and we really talked, about dreams, failures, the pressure of expectations. He opened up about his conservative family back home, how they pushed him toward a stable path, but he yearned for more. I shared my regrets over the divorce, how it strained my bond with Jake. For a moment, it felt like we were peers, not generations apart. But guilt gnawed at me. Jake trusted me, and here I was, harboring thoughts that could shatter everything. That afternoon, they headed to a local park for Frisbee, inviting me along. I declined, citing work, but really, I needed space. Watching from the window as Alex sprinted across the lawn in those shorts, I questioned my sanity. Society preached clear lines. Parents protect, not pursue. Yet, emotions don't heed rules. As the weekend progressed, small moments amplified the tension. Alex helped me fix a leaky faucet, our hands brushing accidentally? Or was it? His proximity sent my pulse racing. At dinner, our eyes met across the table, holding a second too long. Jake noticed nothing, engrossed in his phone. But I did. This wasn't just a crush. It was a conflict brewing, pitting my heart against my role as a father. By Sunday, as they packed to leave, Alex shook my hand firmly. "Thanks for the hospitality, Mr. Thompson. You're cooler than Jake lets on." His wink was playful, but it lingered in my mind. Driving away, I stared at the empty driveway, wondering if I'd imagined the spark. But deep down, I knew. This was the start of something dangerous, a path fraught with societal judgments and personal reckonings. The following weeks were torture. Jake mentioned Alex often, study sessions, parties. Each reference stirred unwelcome thoughts. I threw myself into work, designing eco-friendly homes, but distractions failed. One evening, Jake called, "Dad." Alex's family cut him off. "Can he crash with us for a bit?" My heart leaped, then sank. Saying yes meant inviting chaos. No meant denying help. I chose yes, rationalizing it as paternal duty. But as Alex arrived with his duffel bag, those tight shorts peeking from under his jeans, I realized my motives were muddled. Settling in, Alex became part of the household rhythm. He cooked breakfast, shared chores, even joined my morning jogs. Conversations deepened. His struggles with identity in a small town, my loneliness post-divorce. Bonds formed, but so did barriers. Society's gaze loomed. Whispers about inappropriate relationships, age differences deemed predatory. One night, after Jake crashed early, Alex and I shared whiskey on the porch. "You ever feel trapped by what people expect?" he asked. I nodded, our vulnerabilities aligning. His hand grazed mine, intentional this time. Panic surged. "Alex, this can't." But he pulled back, apologetic. The air thickened with unspoken desires, setting the stage for inevitable confrontations. The days blurred into a haze of domestic normalcy laced with underlying tension. Alex had been staying with us for 2 weeks now, and every morning I'd find him in the kitchen, brewing coffee just the way I liked it. Black, no sugar. Jake was thrilled, calling it a bro-pad upgrade, oblivious to the electric undercurrent between his friend and me. But I wasn't. Each glance, each casual touch while passing the salt at dinner, amplified the internal war waging in my chest. Work became my refuge. At the architecture firm in downtown Chicago, I buried myself in blueprints, sketching sustainable communities that promised harmony. Ironic, given the discord in my own life. Colleagues noticed my distraction. My partner, Sarah, pulled me aside one afternoon. "Mark, you seem off. Everything okay with Jake?" I forced a smile, muttering about stress, but inside, I replayed that porch moment. Alex's hand on mine had been warm, inviting, a silent question I wasn't ready to answer. Back home, the conflicts escalated subtly. Alex opened up more about his family rift. His parents, staunch conservatives from rural Georgia, had discovered his bisexuality through a social media slip-up. They said it was a phase, but when I pushed back, they cut the funds. He confided one evening while we washed dishes. Jake was out with friends, leaving us alone. I listened, empathizing deeply. My own coming to terms with latent feelings mirrored his struggle. "Society's not kind to those who don't fit the mold," I said, my voice low. He nodded, eyes meeting mine with an intensity that made my breath hitch. But societal pressures weren't abstract. They manifested in real ways. Jake's girlfriend, Emily, visited often, and her conservative upbringing made her wary. One dinner, she eyed Alex suspiciously when he mentioned a pride event. "Isn't that just pushing an agenda?" she quipped, half joking. The table tensed. Alex handled it gracefully, explaining representation's importance, but I saw the hurt in his eyes. Later, alone, I confronted my own biases. Was I any better, hiding behind fatherly propriety? The turning point came during a neighborhood barbecue. Our cul-de-sac hosted annual events, a mix of families and gossip. Alex joined, wearing those infamous tight shorts for a volleyball game. Heads turned. Mrs. Henderson whispered to her husband, their disapproval evident. Jake laughed it off, but I felt protective, then ashamed of my jealousy when a young neighbor flirted with Alex. That night, as we cleaned up, Alex confronted me. "Mark, can I call you that? I feel something here. Am I crazy?" His vulnerability pierced me. I admitted the attraction but highlighted the impossibilities. Age, Jake, societal norms. Arguments ensued, not heated, but raw. "Age is just a number," he argued. "But power dynamics aren't," I countered. "I'm your host, Jake's dad. It's uneven." He challenged societal taboos, citing evolving views on love, but I invoked responsibility. What if it destroys my relationship with my son? The debate exposed fissures. His youthful optimism versus my cautious realism. Weeks later, Jake sensed the shift. "Dad, you and Alex seem close. It's cool, but is everything okay?" His innocence gutted me. I downplayed it, but guilt festered. Alex and I stole moments, late-night talks, shared runs, but restraint held. Until a storm hit, literally. Power outage, candles flickering. Jake asleep upstairs, we talked by the fire. Emotions overflowed. A kiss, brief but electric. Panic followed. "This can't happen," I whispered, pulling away. The aftermath was turmoil. Alex respected boundaries, but distance grew. Societal echoes amplified. News of age gap scandals. Friends' casual homophobia at a bar. "Can't imagine my kid's friend hitting on me," one joked. I laughed outwardly, cringed inwardly. Then, the first major conflict erupted. Jake overheard a tense exchange between Alex and me about feelings. Confusion turned to anger. "Dad, what the hell? Alex is my friend." Accusations flew. Betrayal, manipulation. Alex defended us, but Jake stormed out. Alone, Alex and I faced the wreckage. "Was it worth it?" he asked, tears in eyes. I didn't know. Reconciliation attempts followed. I talked to Jake, explaining emotions' complexity, society's role in suppressing them. He listened, hurt but understanding. "I just want you happy, Dad. But this feels weird." Alex offered to leave, but Jake insisted he stay, prioritizing friendship. Tensions simmered, high school-like drama in a middle-aged home. As summer waned, deeper issues surfaced. Alex's family reached out, demanding repentance. He refused, choosing authenticity. Inspired, I confronted my own denials. A therapy session, my first, unpacked latent bisexuality, societal conditioning. But progress was halting. Neighbors gossiped after seeing us jog together too often. The climax built toward a family dinner gone wrong. Emily, sensing vibes, confronted Alex privately, accusing him of seducing me. Words escalated. Jake defended his friend, but doubts lingered. I intervened, admitting feelings openly for the first time. Shock rippled. "Dad, are you gay?" Jake asked. "Bi, maybe, but it's about Alex." Vulnerability hung heavy, sparking debates on love's boundaries, society's judgments. Fall arrived in Chicago with crisp air and turning leaves. But the chill in our home was emotional, not seasonal. Jake had thawed somewhat after the dinner confrontation, agreeing to give it time. But his glances carried unspoken questions. Alex and I navigated a fragile truce. No more stolen kisses, just tentative conversations laced with longing. Society's weight pressed harder. A local news story about a teacher-student scandal mirrored our dilemma, fueling my paranoia. Work distractions failed as before. Sarah, my colleague, noticed again. "Mark, spill it. You're zoning out in meetings." Over coffee, I confessed vaguely about personal complications. Her empathy helped, but she warned of professional repercussions if rumors spread. Chicago's progressive, but not everyone's on board. Her words echoed societal divides. Urban acceptance versus suburban scrutiny. At home, Alex pursued job hunts, his track dreams on hold without family support. I helped with resumes, our sessions charged with restraint. One afternoon, he landed an interview at a fitness center. Excited, he hugged me impulsively. The embrace lingered, reigniting sparks. "Thanks, Mark, for everything." Pulling away, we both knew the line blurred again. Jake's perspective shifted gradually. He researched LGBTQ issues online, sharing articles over breakfast. "Dad, I get it's not black and white, but the age thing. People will talk." His concern was valid. Friends at college whispered, one even joking about daddy issues. Alex faced backlash too. A former teammate messaged slurs after hearing rumors. "Society loves to hate what it doesn't understand," Alex sighed. A pivotal conflict arose at a university event. Jake invited us to his engineering expo. Amid booths and crowds, Alex and I maintained distance, but a shared laugh drew eyes. Emily, attending, pulled Jake aside. "This isn't right. Your dad's exploiting Alex's vulnerability." Overhearing, I confronted her. "It's mutual, Emily. Love isn't exploitation." The argument drew attention, whispers spreading. Jake defended me, but embarrassment flushed his face. Post-event, the drive home was silent. At dinner, emotions boiled over. Jake exploded. "Dad, you're risking everything. What if I lose friends over this? Alex interjected. Jake, it's not about that. It's about being true. I mediated, highlighting choices costs. Society forces us into boxes, but breaking free hurts. Tears flowed. Jake stormed upstairs. Reconciliation came slowly. A family therapy session, Jake's idea unpacked layers. The counselor emphasized communication, challenging societal norms. Love defies categories, but ethics matter. Insights helped. Jake admitted fears of losing his dad to drama. Alex shared isolation from his family, drawing parallels. But external pressures mounted. Alex's parents visited unannounced, tracking him via old friends. The confrontation was explosive. You're throwing your life away for this phase, his father bellowed. I intervened, defending Alex's right to choose. He's an adult. They accused me of influence, age gap predation. You're old enough to be his father. The irony stung. Alex stood firm, but the encounter shook him. In the aftermath, he questioned us. Mark, is this worth the fight? Vulnerability cracked his facade. I reassured, but doubts crept. Society's narrative, older man as villain, haunted me. A neighbor's anonymous note. Keep it appropriate. Paranoia grew. Was privacy possible? High drama peaked at Thanksgiving. Jake insisted on hosting, inviting Emily despite tensions. Alex's family declined, but mine, distant relatives, attended virtually. Tensions simmered. Emily's snide remarks about modern families ignited sparks. Not everyone's okay with this. Jake snapped. Then leave. She did, straining their relationship. Alone later, Alex and I reflected. Society evolves slowly, he said. But we're part of the change. Optimism flickered, but realism tempered it. Jake joined, offering tentative support. Dad, if it makes you happy, I'll try. Bonds mended, but scars remained. As winter neared, personal growth accelerated. I attended an LGBTQ support group, sharing my story anonymously. Hearing similar tales normalized my feelings. Alex volunteered at a youth center, channeling energy positively. Jake explored his own views, attending pride events with friends. Yet, a new twist. Alex received a scholarship offer in California, near Jake's mom. Accepting meant leaving. It's a fresh start, he said, eyes conflicted. I encouraged, hiding heartbreak. Follow your path. But the choice tore at us. Stay for love or go for independence. Debates ensued. Society says seize opportunities, Jake advised. Alex wavered, our connection pulling him back. Emotions clashed. Fear of loss versus growth's necessity. The decision loomed, high-stakes testing commitments. In quiet moments, I pondered. Was our bond resilient enough against societal and personal hurdles? Winter's grip tightened on Chicago, snow blanketing the suburbs in a deceptive calm. Inside, turmoil raged as Alex weighed the California scholarship. Jake supported the move, seeing it as a win for independence. But his neutrality masked concern for me. Dad, you'll be okay, right? His question underscored the ripple effects of our choices. Alex and I spent evenings debating. Mark, staying means stagnation, he argued. But leaving means losing you. I countered with practicality. Distance tests true feelings. Societal lenses complicated it. Critics would label me selfish for wanting him to stay, predatory if he did. Online forums buzzed with similar stories, opinions divided. Some championed love over norms, others decried age disparities. A breakthrough came during a blizzard. Power out again, we huddled by the fire, Jake included. Stories flowed. My youthful regrets, Alex's family estrangement, Jake's fears of change. Vulnerability bridged gaps. I don't want to lose either of you, Jake admitted. Alex decided, I'll defer the scholarship. Give us time. Relief washed over, but caution lingered. Societal backlash intensified. At work, a client overheard gossip. Suburban networks were small. Mark, rumors about you and a young man. Hope it's not affecting business. The veiled threat stung. Professionalism clashed with personal life. I stood firm, but anxiety mounted. Alex faced job discrimination. A potential employer ghosted after a background check revealed his family drama. Confrontations peaked at a community meeting. Our neighborhood association discussed family values initiatives, subtly targeting diverse households. A resident pointedly remarked, "We need to protect our kids from inappropriate influences." Eyes darted to me. I spoke up, "Love isn't a threat. Ignorance is." Alex supported, sharing his story. Debates erupted. Supporters versus traditionalists. Jake, attending, defended us proudly. "My dad's happy. That's what matters." The event divided the community. Allies emerged. A gay couple down the street offered solidarity. But detractors amplified. Social media posts questioning my parenting. How can he raise a son while pursuing his friend? The scrutiny tested resilience. Alex suggested moving. Start fresh elsewhere. But roots bound me. Jake's life here, my career. Internal conflicts deepened. I questioned motives. Was attraction genuine or midlife crisis? Therapy helped unpack, revealing authentic emotions. Alex grappled with dependency fears. Am I leaning on you too much? Honesty fortified us. A dramatic twist. Jake's mom, Lisa, called. Hearing rumors, she flew in. "Mark, what are you doing?" This could scar Jake. Her concern masked judgment. Dinner was tense. She interrogated Alex. "You're young. Think long-term." Alex responded maturely. "Age doesn't define capability." Lisa challenged societal norms. Public opinion matters. Debates raged, exposing generational divides. Jake mediated. "Mom, Dad's evolving. Support him." Lisa softened, admitting her own regrets. I left because I felt trapped. Don't do the same. Her visit catalyzed growth, but stirred old wounds. As spring hinted, resolutions formed. Alex accepted a local job, deferring California. We committed to therapy, building ethically. Jake's relationship with Emily ended. He prioritized family. Society's judgments persisted, but we navigated with allies. Yet, a final conflict. Alex's family sued for alienation, claiming I influenced his lifestyle. Baseless but stressful. Lawyers advised discretion. The ordeal united us, highlighting love's battles. In court prep, emotions surged. "Worth it?" Alex asked. "Absolutely," I replied. The case dismissed, but scars lingered. Victory bittersweet, reinforcing choices' costs. Post-trial, life stabilized. We hosted a small gathering, friends, allies. Toasts to resilience. Jake proposed. To new beginnings. Alex and I shared a glance. Futures intertwined. But uncertainties remained. Society evolved, but slowly. Personal reckonings continued, balancing love with responsibility. As summer returned, echoes of that first meeting resurfaced. Alex in tight shorts, jogging. Smiles genuine, bonds tested and true. The anniversary of Alex's arrival approached, marking a year of upheaval and growth. Chicago's suburbs bloomed anew, mirroring our renewed hope. Jake thrived at university, interning in sustainable tech. My influence, he joked. Alex coached track at a local gym, his passion reignited. I secured a promotion, designing inclusive spaces that challenged norms. But peace was fragile. Societal undercurrents persisted. A colleague's offhand comment about non-traditional relationships reminded me of lingering biases. Alex faced online trolls after posting about Pride Month. Ignore them, I advised, but words wounded. A major test came at Jake's graduation. Family converged. Lisa, Alex's estranged parents via video. Tentative truce. Nerves frayed. Would judgments resurface? During the ceremony, pride swelled as Jake walked the stage. At the party, toasts flowed. Lisa pulled me aside. You've handled this well, Mark. Jake's lucky. Alex's mom messaged privately. We're trying to understand. Yet, a heated exchange arose. A relative quipped, age gap love? Bold choice. Alex defended eloquently. Love's about connection, not calendars. Debates sparked, proponents of fluidity versus traditionalists. Jake moderated, respect differences. The night ended harmoniously, but highlighted ongoing divides. In quieter moments, Alex and I reflected. We've weathered storms, he said, but more ahead. I agreed. Commitment meant vigilance. Personal choices culminated in a proposal, not marriage but partnership. On a lakeside walk, I asked, "Build a life together?" He accepted, tears joyful. Jake's blessing, "Go for it, Dad." Society's evolution inspired. We volunteered, advocating for LGBTQ rights, challenging taboos. Stories shared sparked discussions. Is love bound by age? Family ties? As the year closed, equilibrium found. Tight shorts now a fond memory, symbolizing awakening. Emotions deepened, choices affirmed. But questions lingered, fueling debates. Was pursuing this right, given the conflicts? Is it morally acceptable for a parent to develop romantic feelings for their adult child's friend, provided all parties are consenting adults?